Hi, you guys. Is anybody out there? I'm really excited to be hosting this Facebook Live chat tonight, and I'm hoping that you guys jump on and join me. Who's here? Let me see. Hey. I'm getting direction from my producer over here. This is my 10th broadcast. I'm getting congratulations on that. So anyway, you guys, I hope that you jump on. This is something brand new that we're trying this year. I'd love to know if you think it's great, if it's good. I'd like to also know, do you want us to continue with this? So I just want to let you know that I've been looking at all the different chatter that's been going on for International Ataxia Awareness Day this year. Seen a lot of people posting in Facebook, a lot of people posting on Twitter. We had our videos up and running on YouTube. There's been other activity on YouTube from other members. So it's been really terrific. And I'd love to hear specifically what you guys have, been doing about raising awareness about ataxia. It seemed like a very busy year this year. I went through some of the sites earlier, and I, wrote down some things. So I'd like to give out a couple of shout outs from things that I noticed. So we had quite a few support groups out there really raising awareness about ataxia. We had the Rhode Island support group and the Spinocerebellar Ataxia Awareness and Research Group. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Team DEDIS. They had a nice photograph out there on Facebook. You three ladies rocked those ataxia t-shirts. They looked great. 60 for 60 walk. Joel, terrific job raising funds and awareness for ataxia. Also, we had the Arizona support group. They were on Arizona Midday. Looked really great. So creating some awareness about ataxia through that medium, on television. Also had somebody on Facebook that was selling shirts, and the shirts were, I love someone with ataxia. And so I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what, response you got from the posts that I read. It seemed like the response was good to the, in terms of those shirts, and that you were, selling quite a few of those. So I'd love to hear from you. Also, let's see, what else do I have here that I want to do a call out on? Mike Carter, give a shout out to you. Your gym helped you to raise awareness about ataxia. That was fabulous. There was also a petition that was put up for ataxia research. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know, did you do well with that? Did you get a lot of people to sign that petition? Research is so very important. I think that that's a fabulous idea. And to coincide with International Ataxia Awareness Day is really fabulous. We had Ataxia Ireland on Twitter promoting awareness about ataxia. Want to give a shout out to Alan Thomas out in jolly old England over the pond. Hi, Alan. Great job at counting down to International Ataxia Awareness Day. Started on September 1st and every day made some tweets about counting down to International Ataxia Awareness Day. And I think that you do a phenomenal job even year-round with creating awareness and really keeping ataxia out there with your tweets. So awesome job on that. The DeMint family, they had a podcast. Cindy did an awesome job. Oh, somebody's on. Who's on? Let me see. Rosemary, how are you? How are you doing? What did you do, Rosemary, this year? Did you do anything to raise awareness about ataxia? Let me know. I'm just recapping some things that I got off of some of the social media sites. How are you doing? What did you do, Rosemary? Twitter, Facebook, those kinds of things. Was just talking about the DeMint family and how they raised the podcast. Oh, we got Jeffrey. Jeffrey said, you went racing in Andrews, North Carolina. You displayed my National Ataxia Foundation banner every time I go to the races. That is awesome, an awesome way. There's probably a lot of people that go to those races, and you really get a lot of leverage out of raising that sign. Good for you, Jeffrey. That's awesome. So again, for those of you just joining in, saw a lot of activity this year on Twitter, on Facebook. It was fabulous. I think it was great. Jason Wolfer joined. Hey, Jason, how are you doing? I saw you on a couple of sites making some posts about ataxia. Good job. Keep up that good work. I think it's so important. Every one of us has a role in this. We can do things that are, that create awareness. They don't have to be big things, right? They can be small little things, but every little thing counts. And together, all those small little things really add up. So, I really want to thank you guys for jumping in on the chat. I'm hoping to hear from a bunch of you tonight just to, get the conversation going. Before you guys were on the chat, I wanted to mention that I said this is the first time we've ever done this. So I'd love to hear from you. Do you think it's worthwhile? Are there other topics that you think we should do on live chats? What are those? Maybe we could make this a thing. I don't know. Maybe there's some...
You've seen comments of the one we read?
Yes, so I can see comments, John, yes. And Ada, welcome to you. You have a group from Mexico via Skype. Hey, Mexico, welcome. Awesome. What time is it down there in Mexico? I'm very geographically challenged, you guys, so I have to just put that out there. I'm not really good with the different time zones and stuff, so I would love to hear back from you. What?
Corey Scott.
Corey Scott, you're on.
He's the one that runs the Mexico.
Oh, Corey, John is telling me that you run Mexico. So, Corey Scott, John says hello. Let's see what's happening here. The number of people watching your video is increasing. Yay, 10 people are watching. Awesome. Welcome, guys. So, just talking about International Ataxia Awareness Day. It was 2 days ago on Sunday. What did you guys do? How did you raise awareness? Want to give a shout out to Jeffrey, who brings his banner to the races and puts it up. Gets a lot of leverage in that, I mean, a lot of people are going to see that. I don't know if you have an opportunity to, partner with a local business. I know that I want to give a shout out to, let me see, because I wrote this down. I wanted to give a shout out to Mike Carter. Mike Carter, awesome job raising awareness, partnering with your gym that you go to. Let's see, who else joined? Oh, hola. Nice to see you today. Well, not to see you, but nice to hear from you today. I really wish this could be a two-way. Let's see, who else is joining? Oh, Ada. Hola to my Ataxians. Hello, Ada. John, I'm not seeing these on my iPad, but I am seeing them on the computer up there. So you guys, listen, just wanted to bring you up to speed. International Ataxia Awareness Day was 2 days ago. A lot of chatter on Twitter, a lot of chatter on the Facebook pages. Great job at, really calling attention to ataxia and raising some awareness. I also want to mention on Twitter, there was a blog. So I want to give a shout out to Michelle Began. She did a blog about ataxia and got some information on that. Rosemary, you made your personal trainer aware of the condition and she hadn't heard of it. Awesome, awesome. If we can get people that are in the business of helping others more familiar with ataxia, the better we can be. John and I worked at an Abilities Expo in Boston over the weekend, and we talked to a lot of physical therapists that had never heard of it before. Bobby, welcome to you. You want to give a big shout out to me because I am always raising awareness. Thank you. You know what? Thank you. Thank you for that. But you know what? I do it because, as you guys know, John has ataxia and he's had it for 11 years. Nobody knows what it is. It's getting better over the past 11 years, but when we started with this, no one knew what it was. I was getting sick and tired of having to explain it, and I decided back then I was going to make this my mission. I want more people to learn about ataxia. And you know what? There's strength in numbers. And this year, you guys really stepped up to the plate. And I'm very thankful. We had a lot of chatter, as I said, on Facebook and Twitter. Great job, you guys. There's power in numbers. If every person did one little thing to raise awareness, just multiply that by how many groups that we have, by how many people are in those groups. It's very strong. We could be a strong unit together. Let's see. Congratulations. This is your most commented on live video yet. Woohoo! Okay, Jeffrey, what do you get to say here? I have a Facebook page called Ataxia Awareness Racing that shows all of my racing. Awesome. So we need to check that out. And Lisa, welcome to you. Posted several signs at different locations, such as Gold Gyms in St. Lucie West in Florida. Signs were even posted on the Indian River State College. Excellent. You know what? Signs are fabulous. I don't know if you guys have seen my sign. I did this collection of signs, just spread them out over my floor, and took a picture of it and then posted it up on my Facebook page. You know what? Simple things like that really create awareness. I think through Facebook you can reach a ton of people because you put something out there and then the next thing you know, people are like sharing it. It's fabulous. Hey, Jonas, good to see you out here. Listen, I want to give a shout out to you too. Fight Ataxia, great page. Do a lot to raise awareness about ataxia. Keep going. Let's see, Ada. For the Spanish speaking, there is a group via Skype every Sunday. Awesome. That's fabulous. What kinds of things do you do in your group on Sunday? I'd love to hear from you.
Tell people to post their links and it's
Post your links on here, guys, because John is telling me the links stay on here. You know, this is the first time I did this, as I've said, and I don't really know much about it. I'm not claiming to be the technical expert. John's the brains behind this operation. And he said that the links that you guys post will stay out there. Bobby, my wife started the Ataxia Spin Challenge. Try to keep it going. My daughter has done reports from high school, so the word is getting out. You know what? High schools are key. John and I spoke at a high school. You've got to get the seniors. They're making decisions on schools and professions that they want to go into. If we can get into the schools and we can educate the junior and senior population in high school, awesome. They're deciding what they want to do. Maybe we can get them into research. Maybe we can get them into ataxia. Ada, occupational therapy. Yes, say more on that. What do you mean by that? Educating the people that are in occupational therapy? If that's what you're talking about, that's critical. I really think that we need to do that. We need to educate our doctors when we go to them. You guys all have general practitioners. A lot of them don't know what ataxia is. You can educate them when you go and spread the awareness. You know, one person had a fabulous idea. They created a pamphlet on ataxia, and they just left a bunch of copies at their doctor's office to pass out to different people. Okay, so both. Ada's telling me both. Yes, I think that we need to educate the occupational therapists, get them aware of what's going on. Physical therapists. You know, we talked about going to high schools to speak. If you have that ability, that's awesome. Also, if you have a local college, another great opportunity to go and speak and get people interested and educated about what ataxia is. So other things I want to give a shout out to. We had, as I said, a lot of activity. I want to give a shout out to my boy Alan Thomas, who is in the UK over the pond, as we say, does a fabulous job on Twitter getting the word out about ataxia, is always tweeting. Did a little thing this year where he started on September 1st and he made this sign, and for every day he made a tweet saying, you know, Ataxia Awareness Day, here it comes. 24 days, 23 days, 22 days. So you know what, Alan, keep up the good work. It's awesome that you do that. Anything you guys can do is awesome. I want to give a shout out to Joel Sutherland. Are you guys familiar with who Joel is? He's the new director at the National Ataxia Foundation. And the National Ataxia Foundation, it's their 60th birthday this year. So Joel did a walk, and it was called 60 for 60. And he raised funds and created awareness about ataxia. So that was fabulous. I saw a lot of walk and rolls on Facebook happened on International Ataxia Awareness Weekend, which was awesome. Ataxia Ireland, they did a lot to raise awareness about ataxia. You guys might not have been on the call, but I wanted to let you know, it's worth sharing again, that the DeMint family had a podcast. DeMint family is from California. 3 of their 4 children have ataxia. They are 3 boys. And the podcast was done as an awareness piece about the challenges with their boys and ataxia. So I want to give a shout out to them. Ataxia and Fitness Facebook page. Awesome, awesome job. You guys are, so inspirational. I see stories all the time being posted there. You guys are not letting ataxia get you down. You are out there. You're in competitive sports. You are doing your best to stay active, and you're doing a great job. Every time I visit the page, I'm inspired by the things that you're doing. Great job. Love to see it. Also want to give out a shout out to Ataxia Friends. You guys are doing great things too, keeping the awareness out there. Again, Mike Carter, great job. Partnered with his local gym, got the word out about ataxia. So fabulous job on that. Let me see, what else can I tell you that was happening this year? I want to give a shout out to Team Didi's. They had a picture, and they had, their ataxia shirts. You girls were rocking it.
They're walking.
Huh?
All 3 ladies are walking.
Oh, yeah? All 3? That's awesome. And then also the Arizona Ataxia Support Group. Give a shout out to those people out there. Mary, you go, girl. You were on Arizona today. Arizona Midday. So awesome, creating awareness about ataxia. Also want to give a shout out to, we had somebody who was selling shirts, and the shirts say, I love someone with ataxia. So that was fabulous too. All right, let's see. We got Lisa. This video was posted live during KVJ TV from the KVJ show on livestream.com. Here is the link to it. It's a radio talk show. This is only a mention. You know what? That's great, Lisa. That's what we need. We need more just mentions, We need to create awareness around the word ataxia. People haven't even ever heard of the word. And so the more they hear it, the more they're going to be, what is this ataxia? It's going to create curiosity, and it's like a snowball. It's going to, create an interest, and then we can, gain momentum and do more and more about awareness. Kathy, hello from Alaska. Oh my goodness, hello from Alaska. This is awesome. Wow, you guys. So what time of day is it in Alaska? Kathy, I mention this because I'm geographically challenged and I don't always know my different time zones. So sorry, guys, but you know what? Give me a shout out. Let me know what time it is. And, I know, are you in sunlight or are you in darkness right now? We're in darkness right now. I'll tell you, the weather here, I'm in Massachusetts. It's getting colder. I'm not really a fan. I need to move to like Florida or somewhere.
What topics?
You know what? That's a topic too. How many of you ataxians are bothered by the change in temperature? Do you like it warmer? Do you like it colder? Let me know. What do you think? Also, what do you think of this format? Oh, wait a minute. I'm hearing back from Kathy. It's 3:25 p.m. It's daylight right now. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. So, Kathy, let us know if you did anything to raise awareness about ataxia. And if you did, you can post your link here and it will stay. So, I mentioned before, I'm not the brains behind this operation. John is. Thank God I have him. And Scott Simonson's feeling excited. First Nebraska Ataxia fundraiser is tonight. Ooh, I want to give a shout out. Your first Ataxia fundraiser. Awesome. Good luck to you. Post and let us know how you do. That's fabulous. What else is happening, John, here? Where do we look? We're looking on the National Ataxia Foundation page just to see.
From Atlanta Walk.
What?
Greg Rooks from Atlanta Rock and Roll.
Oh, Greg Rooks. Woohoo! Atlanta Rock and Roll. Is he having a rock and roll or he joined?
They just had it last weekend.
You had it last weekend, John is saying. That's fabulous. You know, I was saying earlier that there were a lot of walk and rolls this weekend, and that's fabulous. You know, a lot of people were out there for the cause, raising awareness about ataxia. So before I was saying, you know, first time ever doing this, not sure. Hi, David. Yay, David joined. First time ever doing this. Don't know what you guys think, but maybe we should look into this. Maybe we should do this on a more regular basis, like maybe, you know, every other month or something. There are topics that you would want to talk about with a Facebook Live chat, and we could all get together like that. Let me know. Let me know what you think. David, did you do anything to raise awareness about ataxia? Oh, what's this? Oh, my goodness. What are these little shocking faces? I don't know.
Those are emotions.
Yeah, those are emojis, but I'm not sure what those emojis
Those
mean.
If they like it, just keep it.
Oh, that means they like it. Okay. You guys, I am really illiterate with this, but you know what? We'll learn. We'll learn together. I just really wanted to hear from you guys because, you know, as I said, I've seen a lot of activity on the different sites, and I think that that's really great. I'm trying to...
What are some of these topics you do videos on?
You know, how about, I wanted to kind of take this opportunity to kind of review a couple of things with you guys. So, Kathy, let's see. Very limited resources here. My sister is the only person I know in Alaska that has it. Hereditary cerebellar spinal ataxia. You're doing great. Oh, thanks, Kathy. You know what?
There's a big FARA group up in...
Hang on, guys. What?
Big FARA group in Alaska.
Oh.
This woman we met.
There's a big FARA group up in Alaska, Kathy. I don't know if you're aware of that. And for those of you who may or may not know him, Kyle is part of FARA. And he's doing a great job. He rides his trike across country. He's got a movie that is a documentary movie that they're promoting right now called The Ataxian. His last name is Bryant. So you may want to look him up. He's on Twitter. I'm not sure if he's on Facebook. Is Kyle on Facebook? He's on Facebook. Look him up. Kyle Bryant does a lot to raise awareness for FARA. When John and I joined Ataxia support group and went to our first Ataxia conference in Seattle, Washington, it was the first time that we met Kyle. And at that time, the Ataxia and FARA groups were one. And then FARA kind of veered off, and they got to be quite large. And Kyle has become the spokesperson for FARA. He's a very inspirational speaker. He has videos on YouTube, so you might want to check him out. Check out our YouTube page also. We have stuff out there. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years now, so there's other videos that are out there. Kathy says, great. What was the group here again? It's FARA. Yep. It's FARA, and it's Friedreich's ataxia. So you can check that out. So I wanted to actually talk to you guys a little bit also about the registry, the CORDS registry. I would just really want to emphasize to you, research is critical. We need to have some more research. So if you guys sign up, it's very easy to do. You can do it on the National Ataxia website, but it's critical, you know, because there's clinical trials that are going on that you can participate in. You're not going to know about them, you know, just off the top of your head or by searching on them. It's much easier to be part of the database, and then they can reach out to you when something's going on. So Amanda Hall, what is his name? Kyle Bryant. Kathy, oh, thank you so very much. You're welcome. You're welcome. John, I will post all of the links for support groups. I know it's you, but the people that are out there want to know. All right, so John's going to post all the links for support groups. Excellent. This is a great way to share this kind of information, and we can reach people all over the world, which is something that's really critical. We don't have any limitations with this kind of method. And this is a really great way to share information and make sure that people are up on things. So, if you haven't already, go and sign up on the CORDS registry. It's really critical. If you do not have ataxia yourself, but know somebody, you know what? Get them out there, get them on the CORDS registry. And Kathy says thank you. You're welcome, Kathy. So what are you guys up to tonight? I mean, we were raising awareness 2 days ago, and now what are you up to? As I said, we shouldn't wait until International Ataxia Awareness Day to raise awareness. We can raise awareness every day. Now that you guys are kind of in that mode, you can keep it going. You can keep the momentum going. Every day, make a post. Speaking of that, I want to give a shout out to Rob Rosario. Rob, I don't know if you're on the call or the chat, but if you are, awesome job with your posts. I look forward to your posts every day. They are really, they're really great. I enjoy them. Keep it going. He's got a little thing going on right now that says ataxia sucks. Yeah, guess what? It does suck. But the more that we can, get the word out and, participate in clinical trials, get, research going with this, it might not suck as much going forward, right? So, Jeffrey, welcome to you. You joined. Lisa, welcome to you. You joined. Thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you're getting something out of this. Let me know, what you did to raise awareness about ataxia. Teresa, where is the registry? CORDS registry, there's a link to the registry on the National Ataxia website. And John will post the link for that, but it's right on the home page. So if you guys go on to the home page of the Ataxia site, it's on the left-hand side. You're going to see a button. It says Ataxia Registry. You click on that. It'll bring you right in. It's really simple to do. National Ataxia Foundation has a partnership with CORDS. And so their mission is to partner people with ataxia with this registry so that they can sign up for clinical trials. Teresa, I hope that answers your question. It's really simple to do. It's a very simple form. Jeffrey, I'm affected by ataxia. It suffers from me. How does it suffer from you, Jeffrey? You're giving it your all. I can just tell. Give it hell. That's the other thing I want to tell you guys. Your spirit, it's really important. Your attitude, it's really important. You know what? Everybody has struggles and challenges, but it's really about your attitude that you go into it with, right? So if you have that bulldog determination that this isn't going to get you down, you can really, make a difference. It changes your outlook. So you know what? Keep fighting. What? Pen. John wants my pen. All right. There you go. So what else? Let's see. Teresa, thank you. You're welcome. All right. CORDS registry, really, really important. So just, if you guys...
What do they think about their support groups? Do they have any time finding them?
Oh, yeah, support groups, you guys. I talked about that in one of my posts. Are you guys all involved in a support group? All right, so that's really key. You need to make sure that you do that for yourself so that you know that you're not alone, that you can find others that you can talk to about this. It's really no fun navigating this alone. You need that support system. So if you are in a support group, how is it going? Was it hard to find your support group? Did you use the National Ataxia Foundation to search out your support group? Jeffrey, I'm Happier now than before I was affected by ataxia. I now have time to help others. That's awesome. What are you doing to help others? You know what? I think it's really admirable when somebody's going through their own set of challenges and they take time to help others. And you know what? I think it makes a huge difference. I think it takes the focus off of you and it puts it outward. And sometimes it can make a big difference in your whole outlook, right? So I'd be interested to know if your outlook has changed because you're not so inward focused, but you're more focused on helping and helping others. Anytime we can help others, it's just a really good feeling. I know that I get a really great feeling helping others, and that's why I do this. So, but in terms of support groups, do you have a support group family? How'd you find your support group family? Do you guys know that the National Ataxia website has links to support groups for all different states, right? And all different parts of the country. So you guys need to check that out. Go to the internet, go to the Ataxia website and look at the support group page, and you'll be really pleasantly surprised. Did you also know that the Ataxia Foundation helps pair people with doctors? That's another service that they provide, specifically neurologists. So they will, if you're having trouble finding a neurologist in your area, go to the page at the Ataxia website page and look up, doctors and physicians and neurologists and see who specializes in ataxia in your area. When you first get diagnosed, that's probably one of the most difficult things is finding a doctor in your area. So you check out the National Ataxia page. So guys, let me hear from you. Who's got a great support system? How did you find that support system? Maybe you started that support system. Do I have any support group leaders out there that are listening or that are on the chat right now? I know that there's quite a few support group leaders in our area. I want to give a shout out to the Rhode Island group, Annabella Azevedo, support group leader out there. Give a shout out to our support group up in New Hampshire, Jill Porter, support group leader up there. Jeffrey, we support a little girl named Alicia. She is the girl in the first story in the NAF book, Children with Ataxia. Awesome. Oh my God, that's awesome. I think I might have mentioned to you guys, I was at the Abilities Expo in Boston, Mass over the weekend, and I met these grandparents, this nice couple, and they were struggling because their grandson had been diagnosed with ataxia, and they were having a really hard time. He's 5 years old. He has trouble walking, and he falls a lot. And it has not been a problem up to this point because his family knows how to keep him safe. And, it's not an issue. However, he started school this year. So the grandparents were really concerned because the school doesn't want him to get hurt. So they needed to find resources, and I connected them with the National Ataxia Foundation. So, Britt, welcome to you. Your husband is an amazing supporting husband. Oh my God, that's so important. That's so important. I don't know if John would call me a supportive wife. I would hope he would, but I'm not so sure because, sometimes I have to keep the humor in things, So like when he's stumbling, I rate him like, at the Olympics. So I might say, oh, that was only a 5 or that was a 10, but you got to keep your sense of humor sometimes. I do support him. I don't know if he would, really say that I do. Corey Hannon joined. Hi, Corey. How are you? Nice to have you on the chat tonight. So, spouses can be very supportive. Laurie, hi, Laurie Shogren. How are you? So spouses can be very supportive, but I want to know, do you belong to a support group? So, Britt, what are you saying? You have SCA3. My husband does the same. He does the same. He rates you. See, Britt, I think it's so important, and I hope the rest of you would agree. You have to keep your sense of humor. If you don't have your sense of humor, you would cry, right? So you've got to keep your sense of humor. That's why I love Rob Rosario's posts, because they really are humorous, and he makes me laugh every day. So, I don't think he's on the chat, but I really wish he was. He posts to the National Ataxia Foundation. So, hi, Laurie, how are you? So, check him out. Check out his posts. If you like sense of humor around this topic, you'll really like his posts. So, yeah, as I was saying, John, John and I have been dealing with this ataxia thing for 11 years. So, our boys are part of the act too. They get in on the humor. Our youngest son is really, helpful, and our oldest son is kind of like, I don't know, he's not really caught on to this even after 11 years. He's still kind of skittish around it, and when John needs help, he's not really the go-to guy. My youngest son is really much better with that. But outside of your family unit, sometimes you need a support group made up of people that have ataxia. Or, it's such an incredible feeling to be part of a family that, they have ataxia just like you, and you don't have to explain anything to them. They already get it, and, let me tell you some things about our support group. So John started a support group. Oh, Britt, wait a minute. You have a 3-year-old who pushes me in my wheelchair. You know what? That's awesome. She'll never know you any other way, right? And she will always treat others that are in wheelchairs with an unbelievable acceptance, because that's how she's being raised. My boys were young when John was diagnosed with ataxia too, and haven't known him any other way. And they have just such an incredible compassionate spirit. Mark, hi. I have an unknown type. You do. You know what? Do you find that frustrating? Because John has unknown type too. And, sometimes it's frustrating, but then other times I'm not so sure. It's kind of like, so now I have a name for this, but so what? I mean, it doesn't change my symptoms. It doesn't change how I feel. So, as frustrating as it can be not to know what type it is, I think that sometimes it's no different than knowing the type, because it doesn't change the symptoms or anything. But as I was saying about the support group, I think it's just really critical that you guys find a support group family. And as I said earlier, you can find some great resources on the National Ataxia website. They will hook you up with a support group in your area. And, maybe you're the type of person that really has a passion for this, and you want to start a support group in your area. You can do that too. There are resources available at NAF that will help you to start that. So Jeffrey's saying, I belong to the Greater Ataxia Support Group. My wife and race family are my biggest supporters. That's awesome. Yeah. How do you like being part of that support group? So for those of you guys on the chat, what's the most critical thing that you find in being part of that support group? Does it help you mentally? Does it help you spiritually? What is going on with that support group, and why is it so important to you? So if you're just joining the chat, want to revisit a couple of things. We talked about how important it is to belong to cords, how simple it is to join. There's a simple online form that you can get on the National Ataxia Foundation website. So in your support group active, what would you do to change a support group? Okay, what would you do, guys? Maybe you're attending a support group right now and you're like, that's okay. What would you do to change it? So Britt is saying they have a support group on Facebook. It's awesome having others dealing with ataxia. Yes, they do. They also have a support group on the National Ataxia website too. I don't know if you guys know about that, but they have a couple of different support groups out there. The nice thing about those online support groups is it's really a repository of information, so you can go back and look at things that were posted a while ago. The support groups on the National Ataxia Foundation website, they're archived by topic and subject, so you can search for what interests you. So if you do belong to a support group and you're just like, it's all right, I really don't get a lot out of it, what would you change? What would you change about it? I'd love to hear from you guys and see what you have to say on that. I think there's sometimes room to improve anything, and sometimes our ideas are very helpful and they generate other ideas. So Michael's saying, I agree on the humor aspect of it. Frederick, Maryland with FA. Awesome. Kathy, I hope you do these often. I have found no groups listed here, but I may need to start one. I will look at the info you mentioned. My sister and our cousin reconnected on the National Ataxia Facebook page. That's awesome. And Mark is saying, yes, most of the time, no. I proved everyone wrong. I'm doing everything the doctors said that I could or would not do. You know what? Good for you, Mark. However, yeah, John is saying go, Mark, because I will put a disclaimer out there about this, Mark. John he takes some big risks, so be careful, do it smart. Jeffrey's saying the hardest thing anyone has to overcome is I can't. This is a good group, Michael is saying. You know what, Jeffrey? You're right. I can't. You know what? And as a caregiver, I have to say that I'm reminded of that often. So John is very stubborn. Annabella, how are you? I gave you a shout out earlier. Great for being a support group leader. Lisa, love helping others. The Treasure Coast Ataxia Support Group just started this year. Awesome, Lisa. Tell me a little bit about that group. What makes it so special? All right. So listen, Jeffrey, I want to go back to you and your comment about I can't. You know what? So thank God that John is so headstrong. If you say you shouldn't do that or don't do that, he'll do it all the more. And Jeffrey, I kind of have a feeling you're similar. But you know what? Thank God he's like that, because as a caregiver, I will tell you, I'm nervous about him getting hurt. And so I'm constantly watching him with anxiety. Oh God, please don't do that. Oh God, what are you doing? And, you can't do that. So there are too many people that are just willing to accept this diagnosis as like a death sentence. Don't do it, you guys. And again, if you haven't checked out the Ataxia fitness page, it's a Facebook page. It's called Ataxia and Fitness. I would encourage you to do it because they are so inspirational on that page, and they definitely don't have can't in their vocabulary. Hi, Annabella. How are you, honey? All right, so 10 people have reached to the video so far. Awesome. You go, John. Mark. John, you're getting a shout out from Mark. He's saying, you go. Okay, Mark, I might want to call John over and so you can just say hi to your boy. But here's the thing. Sometimes he's not very, safety is not in his name at all. So, I got to tell you guys this story. First Ataxia support group meeting that we attended. John, they have a birds of a feather, okay? So that's where you get grouped by like ataxias, and you go and you speak to everybody. Oh, wait a minute, Kathy, it's not just me. My sister makes me so nervous sometimes. She recently is taken to walking to the mailbox a block away. You know what, Kathy? Make sure she's safe. Allow her to do it, but make sure she's safe. That's what I learned with John. They should push themselves to do things as long as they're safe and they're not crazy, which is a story I'm going to tell you. But I want to first give a shout out to Britt. Britt's saying, I have been working on a video on my ataxia because no one on my Facebook page knows about ataxia. Awesome, Britt, do it. You can even do it with if you have an iPhone, an iPad, you can do it with that. If you live with John Mauro, you can't do it like that. He's like, go big or go home. We got to have a whole production, but you can do it on an iPad or an iPhone. Mark, Illinois, awesome. Bobby, welcome to you. Kathy's giving us a little smiley. All right, so let me tell you my story, guys. So we go to this Birds of a Feather. John goes with all the sporadic unknown ataxia folk. He comes out of the Birds of a Feather and he says to me, oh my goodness, you're never going to believe. There's a guy in there that I met and he's really got ataxia. His balance is really impacted and he's out there using a chainsaw. He's telling us a story about how he's using a chainsaw. He's like, my God, I was so nervous for the guy. Okay, so that's the background. So this is the same man, mind you. I come home from work 2 weeks ago. I go into my backyard. I look over to my right. There is a ladder about 8 foot up in a tree. Who's at the top of the ladder? Mr. Safety, John Mauro. Up there on the top of the ladder with a, I don't even know what you call it. What do you call that thing that cuts branches? I don't know, a branch cutter, okay? On the ladder trying to cut branches down. All right, that is a little ridiculous. I didn't even comment because I was afraid to comment because if I said, oh my God, you need to get down from there, he would have stayed up there for another 3 hours. So I just looked at him, shook my head, and walked back in the house. And he eventually came down. Kathy, oh geez, John, that's right, oh geez, John. So John sometimes is, he is responsible for any gray hairs that I have in my head. I have a 20-year-old and a 22-year-old. Well, we have a 20-year-old and a 22-year-old. They haven't given me one gray hair. All my gray hairs come from Mr. Mauro. Oh, and Mr. Mauro is weighing in. Lisa has a video coming soon on NAF members. Excellent. Excellent. You guys, you know what? Do it. Put videos out there. Share on your own Facebook pages. How many of your friends really get it, right? Don't just share it on the ataxia sites. Share it on your regular Facebook pages. I have friends on my Facebook page that are constantly following my blogs and, well, I don't do a blog. I'm sorry, not my blogs, but my videos on, ataxia. They follow them, and it's really great. All right, Lori Till Brown joined. Excellent, excellent. Hi, Laurie. How are we doing tonight? You guys, I apologize for my, squinting and my, different expressions, but I'm trying to read a small little screen, and I'm visually impaired, as you can see.
Maybe Laurie wants to give some shout-outs.
Laurie, do you want to give any shout-outs? I don't know, for those of you who have recently joined and may have missed this, I want to give a couple of shout-outs for things that I was looking at when I was going through the Facebook pages. A lot of walk and rolls happened this weekend to raise awareness about ataxia. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Mike Carter. I don't know if you're on the chat, but he involved his local gym and did some raising awareness. There was also a petition that was put out, for people to sign about creating ataxia research. And I want to know, how did that do? I don't know if anybody knows how that did. I also want to give a shout out on Twitter. We had Michelle Began. She did a blog about her ataxia, which was awesome. The DeMint family had a podcast. The DeMint family comes from California. They have 3 of their 4 children have ataxia, and their children are now grown. In their 20s and one is in his early 30s. and they did a podcast on their situation and what it's like to have 3 children with ataxia. So I want to give a shout out to them. Also want to give a shout out to Joel Sutherland. Do you guys know Joel? In this month's Generation, or this quarter's Generation, it was listed he's the new director at the National Ataxia Foundation. He did a walk which was called 60 for 60. This year, the National Ataxia Foundation is 60 years old, and he did a walk to raise funds and awareness for ataxia. So he had that over the weekend, which was great. Rhode Island support groups doing their share of raising awareness for ataxia. The Spinocerebellar Ataxia Awareness and Research Group, great group, just joined that group, very welcoming group. They're doing their best to get the word out about ataxia. Also wanted to do a shout out to Team Ditas. They were, they posted a picture of the 3 of them in ataxia shirts. They were rocking those shirts. Laurie, research drive starts October 15th. Yeah, the National Research Drive starts October 15th, you guys, and it runs, Laurie, what does it run through, December 15th this year? I don't have Mike to complain to this year. How long does it go? So it starts on October 15th. Is it December 15th? Ay. At least it's 2016 this year and not 2015. All right, Mark, do you know why there are no trials for unknown? Yeah, I think there are, though. Are there some clinical trials for unknown ataxia? No, John's correcting me. No, there isn't. You know what, Mark? I don't know, but maybe we can start questioning that and get, find out, why. It might be because they're not sure what to test for.
There's going to be information coming out about some new ataxia trial-ready clinics that NAF has funded.
All right, so John's saying there's going to be some information coming out about some new clinical trials that NAF is funding. And Laurie is confirming that, yes, the research drive starts on October 15th and goes till December 15th. All right, so you guys want to look into that. That's probably also posted on the National Ataxia page, so you want to go on that page. Do you guys know the website for the National Ataxia Foundation? It's ataxia.org, O-R-G. So go on there. There's a wealth of information on there, you guys. So if you're new to this whole thing, this is probably the most reputable place that you can get information. So you want to make sure that you go there and visit that page. I want to say something on that. When we first learned that we had ataxia, I was doing all kinds of Google searches. And, it's great. You get a lot of information. But what you don't know is what's reputable and what's not reputable, right? So I'm here to tell you that at least if you visit the National Ataxia page, everything there is reputable. All right, so Mark, you're saying nah. You know what? So let me clarify. This is what I think you mean. National Ataxia Foundation is NAF, N-A-F. Jeffrey, y'all are awesome. You and John do so much to help bring awareness. You know what, Jeffrey? I'm starting to think you're pretty awesome, too. I want to come to one of your races. I want to see that sign. Actually, Jeffrey, I think that I'm going to charge you with something. The next time you're at your race, I don't know if you're going this weekend, take a picture of your sign up and post it to some of the pages, the ataxia pages. I want to see it. John is posting a link to YouTube. What is that link for, John?
The research drive.
Oh, that's to the research drive. So you guys, John just posted a link. It's for the research drive. Again, the dates on that are October 15th it starts, and it goes to December 15th. You guys, I don't know, I did a video on this last year, and we were laughing like crazy because it starts October 15th through December 15th of 2015, and it was like a tongue twister. There were so many 15s that I had to say. So at least this year it's in 2016 and not 2015, so that's good. So guys, I've been hearing from you that you're being supported by your families. I hear from a couple of you that there are no support groups in your area and that you're interested in starting one. And so we do have information on the National Ataxia Foundation site about that. You know, if you want to do something to raise awareness about ataxia, some ideas that other people have done. You know, we have Jane Jaffe. I want to give a shout out to her. She's from San Francisco, and she does a tea every year. And she has great success with this tea. It's like, you know, the ladies and gentlemen get to dress up. They go to a great venue. They have nice china, and it's like an old-fashioned tea party. And she does it to raise awareness for ataxia. She has great raffle items, so, you know, that's an idea. We talked about making signs, right? Just making a sign. I want to give a shout out to my girl Deb Hanna. She's in New Hampshire. She's a terrific artist, even though she's not an artist by trade, but she was an art student, and she does fabulous work. And one year she made this great sign, and she just hung it on a tree and got awareness out that way. And Jeffrey says you posted a photo on NAF Facebook page about 30 minutes ago from your race on 9/25/2016. Awesome, Jeffrey. I'm going to have to check that out when I get off this chat. Thanks for doing that. That's awesome. So, you know, you guys, anything you can do, even if you're talking to a friend and you tell them what ataxia is, that's raising awareness. So Britt says, I hate that it's so rare. People need to be aware of what we go through. They had challenges to raise awareness, like ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, but with a spinning of a chair. Yep, Britt, they did have that spinning of a chair. You know what? We just have to keep at it, right? We can't lose faith. We got to keep at it. And the more we keep at it, the bigger it's going to be. It's like a snowball. It's going to gain momentum, and you're going to see it progress. I'll tell you guys, you know, I've been involved in this for 11 years. 11 years ago, it was worse. There was less awareness than there is today. So we've made strides. We've got to continue to get the word out there. So as I was saying, you know, even if you educate a family member or a friend about ataxia, you're raising your awareness, right? The other thing I want to really stress to you guys, do it as often as you can. Don't wait for International Ataxia Awareness Day. You know, it's great that we have a day dedicated to awareness, right? So we can definitely all band together on that day and do something. But you know what? You can do small things throughout the year and as often as you can. Everyone that you come in contact with. Now, I actually made these shirts up, and they were pretty terrific. I think, John, we should get that going again. We'll post a picture of our shirts. We did sweatshirts, t-shirts, and bags, like, you know, tote bags. And they really created a conversation piece. So I use my bag all the time. And when I bring it with me, people are always like, what is that? What is that? And then I get an opportunity to explain it. So John made another post, the Cords Connect Sanford Research. Awesome, John. Thanks for doing that. So that's the link to join the Cords registry. So you guys want to do that. You want to get involved, right? These clinical trials are so important because, you know, they allow for, you know, new medications to be put on the market and so forth. So you really want to get involved in those as often as you can. So, you know, you guys go. We had, at the time I did the video, we had 100 people with ataxia signed up on the Cords registry. Let's increase that. Let's get it up there. I'll put a challenge out there. Can I get 500 people, right? How about another 300? How about 300 people? Let's get the number up. You know, it's really critical to participate. Annabella, you were part of a clinical trial. you want to tell, want to just give a one word shout out? What were you involved in? There are people that have been involved in some clinical trials. So you guys, you're making a difference by being involved in these clinical trials. You're making a difference for the future. Britt, thank you so much for going live. It helps me and puts a smile on my face. I'm glad I can put a smile on your face. That's awesome. You know what? I think it's a great sense of community. I've enjoyed chatting with you guys tonight. I feel like I kind of know you guys. And now when I see your names on Facebook, it'll be great. I can say, hey, it's a sense of community, right? Anything we can do that fosters a sense of community, a sense of belonging is really so important. This disease or this condition, however you want to label it, it can be isolating, right? So that's why you need a support group. That's why you need to partner with people. All right, Jeff, what are you saying? This is my website. Awesome, thank you. And you have a group of races that help us bringing awareness to the world one race at a time. We call them Angels for Awareness. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. See? Small little things you guys can do that really make a huge difference. And getting the word out like this and posting these links, this is fabulous. And you know what, guys? I didn't realize this, but this is all being recorded right now. So all this information gets saved. So we can rebroadcast this, and the links are there for everyone else to see. So that's really important too. So anything you want to link to or share with us, please do. And if
I'll
you
post it.
what?
And I'll post it. You don't have to read my post.
Oh, all right. John's going to post something. He says, don't read my post. I won't. So I want to check time. How are we doing on time, John? What's happening here? Let's see. Oh, we're over.
It's just like you.
It's just like me to be over. I'm always over. You guys, I'm a talker. What can I say? Listen, so I think we should probably wrap it up because we're over our time. But thank you, everybody that's on the chat. I'm pleasantly surprised with the response that we got. And you know what? I hope you guys found this helpful. And again, reach out if you think that, we should do this more often. Let me know. If you have topics that you'd like to discuss, let me know and we'll get this thing going. I don't mind hosting. So if you guys liked it and you want to continue, let me know. Have a great night. Alaska, sign off. Mexico, sign off. You guys all around the country, it's been great. Thanks so much, and have a great night, everybody. And I think I see a finish button, so I'm going to log off. Bye, you guys. Take care. Mwah. Oh, Britt, I love it, and thank you very much. You're welcome. Good night. Good night, Michael. Rosemary, good night. All right. See you guys later. Bye.
To learn more about ataxia and how you can help, visit www.ataxia.org.